This is Hayes Q Jones, your DVD and Blu-ray baller on a budget, and this is HQ Videos for you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a current subscriber, what's up? I greatly appreciate it. Come on in, make yourself at home. This week takes me to Goodwill of Brandon. Found some bangers there, found an out-of-print complete series I've been looking for. Goes for about 60 bucks, 40, 50 bucks online. Picked up for $3. I have a Kino Lorber complete 70s old detective unboxing, my 3D pick, my classic pick, so I have some bangers here. But before I get into what I picked up at the pawn shop, at Cash America, as well as Goodwill, not only do I collect movies, yes, I'm one of these weird, wild individuals. I actually watch them. And on a weekly basis, I like to share some of the things I've watched, either streaming on the Fire Stick, live in the theater with my family, or actual physical media. And my first pick is a 2013 action crime drama thriller, The Power of Few. This is directed and written by Leon Marusi, produced by Stephen J. Brown. This stars Christopher Walken, Christian Slater, Anthony Anderson, Fisher Ashworth, Devon Gerhardt, Tion Johnson, Larry King, Moon Blood God. Those are the big names out there. The plot behind this: spies, cops, and armed children cross paths on a day of danger, mystery, and possible transformation. 5 unusual characters are unknowingly connected to an extraordinary smuggling operation as religious conspiracies collide with urban crime. And this is a really quirky film, quirky in the sense of it's 4 different stories that converge into one story, but they're told from different angles. So essentially it's one story just told from 4 different angles. And almost has kind of a little bit of a sci-fi aspect to it though, but very quirky. Christopher Walken plays this homeless man. That kind of adds to the quirkiness though, but it is more of a movie about decisions. So very different type of movie. Picked this up in that huge pawn shop haul that I did. So, but really good movie. Enjoyed it a lot. Very different. That's what I liked about it most, that it was so different. If you like that kind of quirky, 4 different stories converging into one from different angles, definitely check out The Power of Few. My next film is a classic. This is actually the 3rd time I watched this. This is the 1994 crime drama Pulp Fiction. This was directed and written by Quentin Tarantino, produced by Michael Shamberg. This stars a host of stars: Tim Roth, Amanda Plummer, Laura Lovelace, John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, Samuel motherfucking Jackson, Bill Steers, Bruce Willis, Ving Rhames, Eric Stoltz, Uma Thurman. I almost forgot Steve Buscemi has a part in here. I don't know if I forgot that he was in this movie or I just never paid attention, but he has a small part. I won't spoil it for you though. But the plot behind this: a burglar-loving hitman, his philosophical partner, a drug-addicted gangsters, mall, and washed-up boxer converge in the sprawling comedic crime caper. Their adventures unfurl in 3 stories that ingeniously trip back and forth in time. And my son actually wanted to watch this. It was between 28 Days and Pulp Fiction. He chose Pulp Fiction. We actually watched this on Father's Day. This is just a brilliant movie. This is one of Quentin Tarantino's best movies. And what makes it so great, you have a lot of movies that have iconic, memorable scenes. This is a movie full of iconic, memorable scenes hitting you one after the other. From Samuel Jackson with the Kahuna Burger scene, with Uma Thurman and John Travolta dancing in the restaurant, from the drug scene with Eric Stoltz to Samuel Jackson in the restaurant. Just over just scene after scene, just hitting you. Great performances. The Christopher Walken story with The Watch is just really crime, dark, deadpan humor with a 70s vengeance feel to it, though. So if you're not familiar with Pulp Fiction, definitely check it out. It's a classic. My next one is the 2025 American action thriller film, The Accountant 2. It's directed by Gavin O'Connor, written by Bill Dubuque, produced by Ben Affleck. The stars Ben Affleck, John Bernthal, Cynthia Adai Robinson, Daniela Pineda, J.K. Simmons. The plot behind this: former FINCEN director Raymond King secretly meets with a mysterious assassin named Anas, asking for help locating a Salvadorian family. All he has an old photo of the parents and their young sons, and that's how the movie begins. It brings in Ben Affleck and then his brother. Fun movie, great action. Didn't hit as hard as the first movie. The first movie didn't have as much comedy overtones though, but still entertaining, still fun. Ben Affleck and John Bernthal have a weird chemistry. It's not the same as Ben Affleck and Matt Damon though, but I think that was the whole point of it. Them being brothers, but still being quite different and somewhat adversarial. So, fun movie, decent sequel. Not as good as the first though, but still a good watch. So if you like a good action film, definitely check out The Accountant 2. My last film is a 2024 action crime thriller. I actually picked this up at the pawn shop. This is Twilight of the Warriors Walled In. This was directed by Poi Soy Chiang, produced by Poi Soy Chiang, written by Ken Yi Ao. This stars Louis Koo, Sammo Hung Kambo, better known as Sammo Hung, Richie Ren, Raymond Lam, Chun Him Lao. The plot behind this: in 1980s Hong Kong, troubled youth Cham Lok Kwan, a mainland refugee, struggles to survive in the Kowloon walled city by joining underground fights. And that's again how the story begins. It has great choreography. I like how they blend the more modern choreography with some of the old school wire acts where you have people jumping higher than they normally do, have people kicking and they're being propelled back yards. So, and also like how they maintain the old master trope where you have the old ancient guy in the old Kung Fu flicks. He had the white hair and the long white beard. They've updated it 21st century where they're wearing blazers now, but they still have that same martial art mastery over the young guys. And the plot has a little twist. The twist is somewhat predictable, but the story doesn't necessarily revolve around the twist. It revolves around the relationships, the group who's trying to protect the walled city, and the triads which are trying to infiltrate it. So great martial arts. Even Sammo Hung, even though he's a senior citizen, doesn't move as swiftly and smoothly as he used to, but still for a senior citizen, he looked fantastic. So if you like a decent plot, great martial arts with nice little homage to the old school kung fu flicks, definitely check out Twilight of the Warriors Walled In City. Now, without further ado, sit back, relax, have a drink of a smoke, and I'll catch you on the other end of this video. Back at the Black Cave. Back at the Black Cave. We are back at the motherfucking Black Cave. I have my Goodwill pickups here with my out of print television series, complete series. I have some pickups here from Cash America. I have my Kino Lorber box set that I'll be unboxing, my 3D pick for the week, as well as my classic pick for the week. So let me get these scanned in and we'll jump right into it. Hold on. I'm going to jump in what I picked up at Cash America Pawn Shop. My favorite honey hole here. Let's start out with a Blu-ray. Never heard of this. It looked interesting. Mickey Rourke, Megan Fox, and Bill Murray. That just seems like a really odd combination of actors. It's an image release. I guess it's a thriller. So for the amount of money I paid, definitely worth a watch. Next, Twilight of the Warriors, Walled In. Big fan of Sammo Hung. As I mentioned in the past couple weeks, I've watched Wheels on Meals, Dragons Forever. I think those are directed by Sammo Hung. So respect him as a director as well as a martial artist. Haven't seen this. I know there's a Blu-ray for this, so but again, for the price, let's check it out. And if it's any good, I'll pick up the Blu-ray. This is a Well-Go USA, and I believe I mentioned this is an image release. Nice little slip cover here. There's a little tear, a minor tear down there, but I'm not tripping. And I normally don't double dip, but this is so unique. I actually saw this on someone else's video, and just so happened it was at my pawn shop. I passed it by a bunch of times, didn't realize. It's kind of a steel book, but it's not. It's like a gas can. If you're familiar with Reservoir Dogs, you can understand the significance of the gas can. They have the matchbook, and this is in the form of a huge matchbook. So I thought this was kind of clever. So again, normally I don't double dip, but this I'll make an exception for, especially for how much I paid for it. So let me get this back in there. There we go. So for these 3 movies, 1 Blu-ray, 2 DVDs, or 1 DVD and 1 Steelbook DVD, paid a whopping $282. So there we go, $282. So essentially less than $1 for 3 movies, 1 Blu-ray and 2 DVDs. So not bad. Next we'll move over to Goodwill. Kick it off with 101 Dalmatians 2, the special edition. I have the Blu-ray. I'm not sure if there's any difference between the Blu-ray and the DVD special edition. I know Disney kind of put special things on there. On my app, I really didn't distinguish any extras on the Blu-ray, so figured I'd pick it up. This is Disney, of course. Paid $1.98. Nice slip cover here. Add to the Disney collection. Next, we have an out-of-print DVD. Stephen Chow's Shaolin Soccer. Now, I believe there is a Blu-ray to this, but I believe it's an import. It's a Miramax release. So I don't know if this ever received a American Blu-ray release. Shaolin Soccer. $1.98. Next, Blu-ray, Katherine Heigl, Gerard Depardieu, which not familiar with this movie. This is a Mill Creek release. The Father Hero, also $1.98. Mill Creek, I was gonna say Franklin Mills for some reason. Mill Creek. And My super find for this trip, The Lone Gunman. This is out of print. And I had looked this up a while ago, and they wanted at least 40, 50 bucks for it. I paid $2.98, so I'm like, I'm not paying that much for this. And this is, if you're not familiar with it, these are flip discs. I'm not gonna, well, let's see. Got that on that side. If you're not familiar with The Lone Gunman, this was a short-lived spin-off of the X-Files. The Lone Gunman, I can't remember what season they were introduced, but they were like these group of conspiracy theorists, like really hardcore conspiracy theorists that would sometimes work with Mulder, Fox Mulder. So this is disc 3, disc 1 and 2. Flip side, cover. I have to get this off. So $2.98. I think this goes for at least 40 bucks online. I think they have an import region B for a little bit cheaper, but for the American version, a little bit more. Lone Gunman, very happy to find this. My Kino Lorber unboxing, Columbo, the 70s, season 1 through 7. And growing up, yeah, I'm that old to remember this, in the 70s, cop shows were really big. Columbo, McMillan and Wife, McCloud, Rockford Files, Quincy, even though Quincy was a coroner, but a lot of detective shows, stuff like that. So this is one of my favorite. Columbo, I love Peter Falk, just offbeat kind of personality and kind of dry sense of humor. And I actually got this on Amazon before the price jacked up. I think I paid like 60 bucks for it. I think it might be double that. It was actually cheaper than getting it from Kino Lorber Direct. And this is a typical Kino Lorber disc backing. So that's, then I broke it down by years, but this is the first disc set. This is the second disc set, season 2. So slightly different on the back. Third set, pretty much the same. We have 4 and 5, different cover, same back, different back. Well, so when I got these, for some reason, it was factory sealed, but they weren't in order. They were just like, yeah, different seasons blended in, which kind of freaked me out. I thought that maybe they had made a mistake though, but everything, David Niven. Yeah, David Niven. Jack Cassidy. Jack Cassidy, not David. William Shatner. And the box is, it's okay. It could have been a little bit more solid though, but not bad. So Columbo, this is my Kino Lorber unboxing. My classic pick for the week, Mama Flora's Family, star lineup, Blair Underwood, Dana Owens, aka Queen Latifah, the late great Cicely Tyson, Mario Van Peebles. And this is a Vivendi release. What year did this come out? 1998. Wow. 27 years ago. Mama Flora's Family. And my 3D pick for the week, an import Garfield y su pandilla. El gato más gordito y simpático vuelve con más aventuras. The fat cat, the fat happy cat returns for more adventures. I believe that's what it says. También tres there. Garfield. And this is my Goodwill pawn shop pickup for the week. If you're familiar with the channel, this is where I separate the disc from the artwork. Some of these might actually make the shelf, so give me a moment to get these situated, and I'll get you good people on. And by the way, this is what I spent at Goodwill, $9.50. So not a bad deal. I have everything scanned into my CLZ Movies app. C as in Colombo, L as in Lone Gunman, Z as in Zombieland. Let's knock this out. I have everything laid out, ready to be put back in its proper place. As usual, I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in, leaving comments. If you made this far, smash the like, give me the big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Check out my Saturday videos, my collection videos are always on Slam. Other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. Everyone, please be safe. Deuces.